following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Following the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
I'd like to talk more about your idea of liberation of the heart, differentiating it from sexual liberation.
Well, feeling is my inferior function, so I have certain trouble to articulate that. But the feeling function is something which is completely neglected nowadays. Now, generally, we identify feeling with affect and emotion, but that is only inferior feelings. For instance, in the happenings of young people, musical happenings, they liberate their feelings, but it mostly comes out in strong emotions, and it comes out as a feeling of loving everybody or destroying everything in a kind of all over the place way, not individually pointed, while differentiated feeling is...
Man, oh man, Shevitz, the voice of reason is on fire tonight, bro. We have a very powerful topic. I've been setting it up. We got callers on the line. He's in his feminine. How a man's mistreatment of his inner woman, his feminine nature. Yes, we have both, right? I've given you Carl Jung. I've given you everything across the board. I've given you Neville Goddard. Sheesh. I've given it to you. And I want to hear how men respond to this. Right? Have you mistreated the feminine aspect of your nature? Is the feminine aspect of your nature unseen and unheard and underdeveloped? How does alignment between individual and relational goals impact subconscious programming? How do gendered expectations influence the emotional and energetic exchange in relationships? How might visualization practices integrate with emotional cultivation to enhance results in intimate relationships? This is heavy stuff tonight. How might Goddard's teachings reinterpret the spiritual principle, ask, believe, and receive? Brothers, do you know how to do that by tapping into the feminine side of yourself? Or do you feel some kind of way? You know how we feel? How do concepts of divine feminine and divine masculine archetypes enrich our understanding of consciousness and subconscious interplay? How might Eastern philosophies, such as those of Thich Nhat Hanh, complement the notion of feeling-based creation? Brother, can you have another feeling other than just ambition and desire? Can you have a more creative, loving, compassionate feeling that actually jumpstarts what people are calling the law of attraction? Whew. Can you create within yourself everything you demand of your real world woman? Have you mismanaged your inner feminine? And thus are you prone to fumbling the girl of your dreams when she shows up. 1-800-920-1580. We on fire tonight. I got callers. Who's been on the longest? Nazarene X, Georgia. Get in here, ATL. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Nazarene, where you at? You there? Nazarene X. Going once? Going... Okay, we'll get back to Nazarene. Just put him on hold. We'll get back to Naz. All right, let's get John, Mountain View, Hawaii. What up, John? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? We lost John just that quick. John, you got to get back on, brother. Call us, 1-800-920-1580. Let's go to Taj, Oakland, California. Taj, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
What it do, so? Man, you made me put my weed out. Check this out. This is going to be real quick. And I know you got plenty of games, so this will be interesting.
Let me just say this, Taj. Ain't no cursing on the
I'm going to be good.
All right.
Oh, no. Oh, believe me. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Ain't no cursing, Pop. I got you.
All right. Let's go.
Now, let's just start at the top. We all know that Adam got in trouble for listening to the woman. God told him, I told you not to hearken to her voice. He was around for 1,000 years before she showed up. He was good. But
wait a minute,
like,
Taj.
Hold on.
I just want to know one question.
No. You got to get it all in one breath, baby. You got to get it all in one breath. I'm gonna give you
the opportunity to say what you need. Trust me, I promise. I just want to make sure. Adam was 1,000 years old.
You got to think about it. If you just do the math, or even how many days is it in the presence of God?
Are you talking about the book of Peter when it says one day is like 1,000 years and 1,000 years is like one day?
So let's just take that. So I could be wrong.
I was about to say, we're going to use the book of Peter to justify what happened in Genesis? Because different authors, different times.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't know.
I'm going to be honest with you. What happened in Genesis was basically part of Jesus coming back. We all know this is all on purpose. It's really nothing we can do.
I got you. I'm in my masculine, bro, so I'm competitive and combative. But go ahead, finish. But finish. I'm going to sit back and let you go.
I got you. So we understand that God had a purpose for both people. And I personally tried to be in the feminine, and I literally gained 200 pounds and almost had a heart attack. It was too much. It was too much, bro. Only because I knew that I was out of order, right? So in order to understand that, I had to take a step back. I grew up in a family where the men were men and the women were women. And the women were so highly respected, if they even thought something wrong, the men would destroy anything for them. And now that I see how things are now, I'm like, man, these dudes is kind of soft. And I see why the women is running over them, because they out of position. See, we can have some bit of feminine thinking, because in order to understand a woman, you have to know a woman.
I was about to say, you calling from Oakland. I was about to say, don't make me get in there, town business. Don't make it.
Hey, Zoe, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
So I do agree with you.
Right.
I 100% agree with you. You do have to have a concept of a woman, because if you don't, you will fumble that bag. But you need to also make sure that you don't add anything to yourself. So, only knowledge. Don't do nothing out of, because you'll know when you're doing something wrong, because you'll just start feeling like you're getting ran over, and that ain't it.
That ain't it.
That ain't it.
But let me ask this question, because this is very interesting. I really love the direction you're taking here. If we're using Carl Jung's breakdown of the anima and the animus, anima being feminine principle and animus being masculine principle, you've already acknowledged that, a sprinkle of the animus or anima and a sprinkle of the animus to bring some kind of integration or individuation where you guys are balanced, or yourself is balanced. You don't really think that balance is good. You think it should be more of the masculine principle and just a little bit of the feminine influence. Is that what you're saying as it pertains to men in general? Because you said, you came from the space where men were men. So you're saying the proportion should be more masculine energy versus Or it shouldn't be balanced. It should be more. Because you said you were out of order. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I feel like I was out of order because, one, I love my woman, and it's my wife now. We've been together 10 years, so I've had enough time to figure this one out. This one was lightweight crazy, but it got fixed out. But I realized that I compromised too much at one point, and it made myself very vulnerable. You understand what I'm saying?
So you do know what you're saying, though, right? It's funny because it's kind of like you're disagreeing, but you're not really disagreeing because you're saying exactly what I said, just in your words, right here. This integration is crucial for healthy psychological functioning. When men neglect their inner feminine, they run the risk of falling into what Carl Jung termed one-sided personality. When you lean more on your masculine and you don't integrate your inner feminine, you're in a one-sided personality. So when you felt out of whack, you probably went more feminine than you should have instead of finding the happy medium. Does that make sense?
Oh, but if anything, I'm coming in here to make sure that everybody understands you correct, because that is exactly what happened. You have to be sharp. Like you said, I'm from Oakland, California, man. I'm around some of the most boss men and women on the planet. I grew up in, I'm 45, so I grew up in a great era.
I understand Oakland, brother. I understand the town now. Come on.
Yeah. So, like, right now, what you're saying, I'm like, dude, this dude's so sharp, because the word you used, I'd never heard it. So maybe that's probably what it was. I didn't understand it. But now what you're saying, no, it's correct. I kind of gave up. I gave up more of myself on her side to be more compatible to what she said that she needed.
Right.
And I wasn't smart enough to take that conversation and say, is that really what she needs, or is she just using this to her advantage?
Oh, well, let me slap you in the dome piece on your way home from Jones Beach with another bar. Did you know if we throw in attachment styles on top of this, we layer this with attachment styles with John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth and many others, did you know that the dismissive avoidant and the fearful avoidant, they don't like anything that triggers feeling? So when you get nice and you get nurturing and you get caring, that triggers them. Right? Because they translate that as smothering. So find out your woman's attachment style. Does she have an insecure attachment style? And if she does, is it one of the avoidant types? Because when you get, loving and nurturing and caring, you're in your feminine, which is for healthy relationships. If you got somebody with insecure attachment, they're going to define that as, oh, no, that's too much. I'm conditioned 25, 30 years now to self-soothe, to avoid, to pull away from feeling, because my primary caregiver was inconsistent in giving it to me when I was a child. Do you see? Does that make sense?
Damn, I thought I just heard the mic drop. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So you see what I'm saying? Like, people think they understand relationships, but they don't understand philosophy. They don't understand psychology. They don't understand what they modeled in childhood. They don't understand communication style. They don't understand any of this. They think they just get into it with a gender role. This is what a man supposed to do. This is what a woman supposed to do. And then conflict arises. What is the conflict for, brother?
No, you literally just dropped the mic, because I kid you not, that is a fact. The compromise has to be with educated thought. Like you said, your girl could tell you something. You got to know if your girl crazy or not. One, you know what I'm saying? Because some women will tell you a bunch of stuff and they don't even really need that. And if you're sharp enough, man, you could be like, all right, I'm gonna listen to you, and I'm gonna sit back here and I'm gonna digest it. Because if you're really with your woman, you should know your woman by now.
Wow.
And I got caught up in it.
Wow.
I got caught up in it, you know what I'm saying? Because I really love my woman. So I was like, you know what? Let me listen to her. Let me try this. And what happened was I got caught in pleasing her, and it was killing me.
But again,
and it was killing the relationship.
But back to the attachment style. What's yours?
Correct.
Did you know that the attachment styles are attracted to each other? The insecure ones. So if your woman, she sounds a little bit avoidant. I don't know which version, but she sounds a little avoidant. You're describing yourself as something that sounds anxious, preoccupied. The chaser. Let me show you. Let me prove to you. Let's talk it out. Let's work it out. What you need to learn is they mirror each other, the avoidant styles and the anxious, preoccupieds. One is the runner, and the other one is the chaser. The anxious, preoccupied is the chaser. The avoidants are the runner. So guess what? You can make your woman, if she's, I wouldn't say make, that's a terrible term, but you might be able to get a better understanding from her or a better response from her if you pull back.
But that's how I know you're sharp. So that's exactly what I did, because I was like, something ain't right. If something ain't right, let me hold up. Let me pull back and let me really look at this from a distance. And that allowed her to see, hold on, he's standing on business now.
See?
Wait a minute, he's standing on business. And then she corrected herself. It took a minute, but she corrected herself. You know what I'm saying? And then we was able to, because I'm a politician, man. I'll sit down with you and I'll talk with you, and it is good, but I had to learn you have to be ahead of the conversation too.
Right.
You don't want to put yourself in a position where now you're following her, because that's what happened. And I ain't gonna lie, she put me to sleep. I had to give her a high five. I'm like, damn, you good. That was a good one. But no, that's not happening anymore. Right. And now we're going on 10 and 15 years now.
So, but when you say you follow her, it's the same analogy from an archetypal perspective. The subconscious does not lead the conscious. So the conscious mind is masculine, the subconscious is feminine, but the subconscious is more powerful than the conscious. People don't know that. That's where all the power lies. But you cannot control the conscious or the subconscious mind through coercion, through manipulation, because when she finds out that you playing, huh?
Hey, so you know what you're talking about, Black. You wind up outside trying to figure out where your shoes is. That's what's gonna happen.
You under dig? Come on, you know what I'm
yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Taj, guess what you just did, brother?
What?
You brought Oakland, California in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I'm going to Mountain View, Hawaii. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go.
The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
There's no bad emotions, there's no good emotions. There's only emotions.
That's right.
Fear, stress, anxiety, guilt, sadness, anger that we label as quote-unquote bad.
Yes.
It's the label of bad, it's the assignment of the judgment of the emotion that causes more problems than the emotion itself. The second you accept the isness of the emotion, become aware of the emotion without judging it, without deeming it bad, and simply embrace the isness of it, then you can use any emotion as fuel to drive you into something better.
They're literally just guideposts.
Exactly.
They're just trying to get our attention.
And they all have value. All of them. Any emotion, when you consciously engage it, has value to help you drive you forward.
Wow, heavy stuff. The isness of emotion. Most men have not been taught to accept emotions and the isness of it. This is just the feeling, and the feeling will pass. Most men are not taught to embrace emotion, right? Just feel it and go with it. Most men are not taught that. We're taught to suppress it. If you feel it, you damn sure can't express it. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers from all over the country. Let's get them in here. John from Mountain View, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Greetings and blessings, chat.
My brother, Pastor John, let's go.
My Lord. Anyway, let me go ahead and say this briefly and quickly. I want to hurry up and hear the rest of the show. If I could break this down in the simplest form, just like attraction, as in men will find women attractive off rip, ultimately, and without thought, but then learn who they are. Women, on the other side, in majority, will find even everybody unattractive, then realize who they are. The whole point of the message is at the thought of unconscious, which again, supposed to be feminine, and the conscious side, which is the portion that you learn in the process along the way, the masculine side. Both of those are standing before you as you attract yourself in the relationship. You find yourself being authentic.
Pastor John, always with jewels. Pastor John is a jeweler.
But let me close with this, because again, if you want to take it more in tune and in terms of individual spirit, individual soul, I take you to your bedroom and I ask you this one question: do you sleep or do you rest?
Wow. And they two different things, bro.
Because if you sleeping, that means you are doing probably everything you ain't supposed to be doing, which is, again, what did you get in bed for if you're doing that?
Wow.
But if you're resting, that unconscious place that you need to be in so you can realize where the heck you are at and let that spirit be within you. Let that feeling be about you. Tell the story when you wake up. Now you understand the subconscious and the unconscious. I'm done.
I love it. Hey, guess what you just did, Brother John?
Mountain View's in the house.
Mountain View, Hawaii is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is hit me at 1-800-920-1580. The phone lines are open. I got other callers that I want to bring in, but we getting close to that cutoff time. I'm going to bring them in on the other side. So, neglecting. These are the consequences of neglecting the anima, brothers. Carl Jung's term for the feminine principle within you. Neglecting the anima can have profound implications, not only for individuals, but not only for an individual's well-being, but also for the relationship itself. When men repress their inner feminine, they may exhibit traits such as, and tell me y'all don't feel this, brothers. I've been in this space before. Tell me you guys don't exhibit this. Men may exhibit traits such as emotional insensitivity, aggression, or a need for control, which can manifest as mistreatment of their partners. This repression creates a barrier to intimacy as the man struggles to express vulnerability and connect with his partner on a deeper emotional level. Jung suggested that when men confront and integrate their anima, they can develop a more nuanced understanding of themselves in their relationships. Listen, can we be honest? Brothers don't want to be honest tonight, but they want to keep it real. If you want to keep it real, call in and keep it real. You know you've been struggling with this stuff. When we come forward, the voice of reason, going back to the phone lines, we got Miami and we got Houston. Let's cook.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. President-elect Trump says a free press is key to making America great again. In a Fox News interview, he expressed an obligation to work with the media after meeting MSNBC's Morning Joe host for the first time in 7 years. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine condemned a neo-Nazi march in Columbus where masked members carried Nazi flags and spread hate speech against people of color and Jews. He stated, quote, "We will not tolerate hate in Ohio," end quote. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says Democrats must address why their message missed working-class voters, citing economic hardships and Vice President Harris's loss to President-elect Trump. And former Michigan State University President Clifton Wharton Jr. has died at the age of 98. Wharton was the first black president of a major U.S. public research university when he became MSU president in 1970, a position he held until 1978. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Explore and choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at choosechangeca.org. Recovery starts today.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by JP Morgan Chase & Company.
Add confidence to every holiday adventure and get it done with a rugged and capable Chevy truck or SUV. Find your red tag. Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Offer available on all 2025 Equinox and 2024 Silverado, Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV models. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 22.2%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 12/2/24.
If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified professionals pathologist on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on autopsy, then click on request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are there any judgments which do not do violence to the truth?
Are there any judgments which do not do violence to truth? Is that the question, sir? Are there any judgments which do not violate truth? What is judgment? You know, I used to know a man who was one of the highest judges in India. One day, he said, I am passing judgment over people every day of my life since I have come to this position. And what is judgment which I am passing on others? So the more he thought about it, the more he was convinced that he must give up his judgeship and his prominence and his way of life and retire into the woods to find out what is judgment. And he did retire, withdrew from the family, from the office, from the position, to find out what is truth and what is judgment. Are you willing to do, any of you, that? Are any of you willing to withdraw to find out what is truth and what is judgment? I'm afraid you are not. You just won't.
I'm afraid you are not. Many of you said, are we willing to find out what is truth and what is judgment? A lot of times, men, we've been conditioned to harshly judge our emotional states. Think if we have a feeling, we're somehow out of control and we have to suppress it and we have to bottle it up. But what's interesting about Neville Goddard's work, the particular book that we've based this topic on, was Feeling is the Secret. Listen to what he says here. Building upon the idea of emotional resonance found in Neville Goddard's work, we see how the integration of Jung's anima, the feminine aspect for men, right, can enhance a man's ability to to better support his partner. When a man acknowledges and embodies his inner feminine, he becomes more empathetic and attuned to the emotional needs of those around him. Now, remember, anybody with an insecure attachment style, that's their work. They got to fix that. And emotional attunement in adult life when they didn't have it in childhood is a red flag for somebody that has an avoidant, insecure attachment style. That's something they would have to learn to embrace and work through. But if your woman is securely attached, when a man acknowledges and embodies his inner feminine, he becomes more empathetic and attuned to the emotional needs of those around him. This alignment fosters a supportive environment where both partners can thrive, echoing Goddard's notion that feeling is the secret. In this context, a woman's belief in her partner is amplified when he embodies both the masculine and feminine principles. When she sees him as emotionally available and capable of vulnerability, her faith in him strengthens, right? Creating a positive feedback loop. This dynamic is transformational. It allows for deeper emotional exchanges and creates a foundation of trust and intimacy. But there has to be healing there. See, if you have an insecure attachment style that is of the avoidant persuasion, you got to remember, vulnerability, not a good look, right? You got to remember, emotionally available, not a good look. So you would have to learn to work with this person, and you guys work together and, create safe spaces for each other to be able to incrementally go into that and grow into that, right? It's a difficult thing to do. This isn't to cast any aspersions on, the avoidant types. This isn't to do that. It's simply just to say, know who you're dealing with and what you can do. Because like you said, right here, like it says right here, when she sees him as emotionally available, that's not as attractive to a woman who has a dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant attachment. The fearful avoidant may swing back and forth. She might like it in 1 second and not the next. So you have to be kind of aware of who you're dealing with. And like I said, if you're anxiously attached, sometimes it's best to pull back and not lean in. You got to be invited, I think. That's a heavy statement. All right, we got Hustle on the line. Let me get him in here. Hustle, Miami, Florida. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
What's up, brother? I'm going to jump right in, all right?
Just go right there, bro.
All right, so one of the most beautiful things a woman told me one time was, I need to rest in my masculinity.
Ooh, come on.
She's like, rest in your masculinity, which means she was giving me space to be who I am and who I'm supposed to be, making it comfortable for me. You understand? Staying in her alignment. Now, women need to understand the difference between expression and competition.
Keep going.
Expression is important from the female side because what you do is you let us know exactly what you're feeling. You use your intuition, your sensibilities and whatnot, and then you let the masculine guide it where it needs to go. Mm-hmm. Competition, however, is when you want to take over the role, whether it's because you feel as though the other party cannot handle it, or you are used to taking over the role yourself. We were talking earlier about whether it should be half and half, and I told you I wanted to come in and clean it up or whatnot, masculine and feminine. In my mind, if we had to put numbers to it, it would be 75-25. 75 masculine, 25 feminine. Now, we're talking equally yoked here. If you want to talk about relationships, we're talking about two people involved. And the literal definition of a yoke.
Let me be clear, because you're saying something really powerful. So the man should be 75% masculine, 25% feminine, and the woman should be the invert of that. Is that what you're saying? She should be 75% feminine and 25% masculine? Is that what you're saying?
Ideally so, if I had to put a number to it. Now, the reason this makes sense is if you talk about equally yoked, you're talking about the process of, let's say, pulling something, a combined effort. Now, if you have both sides leaning on the left, too much power, let's say masculine, that cart gonna start curving all over the road. You know where I'm going with that?
I hear you, but I gotta say something. Hey, I want everybody in the sound of my voice who can hear me right now. Hustle is masculinity personified right now. He got hella linear with a spiritual principle. Like, listen now, I can't go over 25% of femininity, and my woman can't go over 25% of masculine. It don't work like that, Hustle. You cannot do spirituality like that. That's very linear. That's very masculine of you to say my woman can't go over 25% masculine. That's heavy. And I understand in theory, I understand what you're saying. But to quantify it like that is comedy to me. Go ahead, finish.
Okay, now we're talking practicality now.
Right.
Pragmatism. We're not talking because if you start separating spiritual and then talking about the physical, remember both of them things supposed to work in conjunction.
Right.
This isn't a purely spiritual concept I'm talking about here.
Well, relationship is pretty spiritual for the most part.
Well, you can't separate the two.
Right. But I'm simply saying it's pretty spiritual, like just what it is. That's what it is. And I think emotions are spiritual. And I think this is the part that trips men up. Spirituality is not tangible enough for men. A man needs a wand, right? You know what the wand represents, right? We need to be able to say some words and wave the wand, and whatever is supposed to happen is supposed to happen. We're linear. The magic wand intensifies my power. I say these words, and I get a fruit basket. You see what I'm saying? Men are linear in their approach. Women are like, hey, did you feel that breeze? No, I didn't feel that breeze. Like, did you smell that scent? No, I didn't smell that. Like, spirituality is much more nuanced and refined than just this direct approach you have here. But go ahead.
Yeah, but well, it sounds as though you're marginalizing masculine and feminine. Well, I'm talking about a blend of the two working together in unison. You see, what you're talking about is the strength of the linearity of masculine and utilizing the flexibility of the femininity. Do you understand where I'm coming from? That's what I'm talking about, the strength of the unit.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm marginalizing. I'm just saying you have to be very careful in your framing of it because you're dealing with men who probably never heard any of these concepts before. So you have to make it clear enough for them to be able to follow where you're going because it's a radical concept to then quantify and say, oh, 75% masculine energy and 25% feminine energy. Like you don't even know the location of your feminine right now. Most men, right? Where is your feminine, brother? You don't understand what I'm saying? Like, go find it first before you can quantify how much of it you want to access. Does that make sense?
Well, let's be real about it, too. You got a lot of women running around with the 90% masculine. And then they want another, and the thing is they end up with guys, they look for guys with a 99% masculine to make them feel feminine.
Come on.
But the problem is once you get that kind of dude, you can't just switch it off.
Come on.
And then you wonder why it's imbalanced after that. Come on, brother. You told I'm not on.
Come on. Come on. I got to agitate this thing, man. Come on.
I got you. It's a big picture here. That's why, I say if I have to put it into numbers, it's just because I know, like you said, men can kind of see it easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll be able to look at the woman and say, okay, well, you know what? It's okay if she has a little bit of a competition there. She's okay. She has a little bit of pushback there. There's nothing wrong with that.
Man, I love it.
You feel what I'm saying? As long as you both understand how you fit together to make the thing go.
Right. Hey, but have you neglected your inner feminine hustle?
I haven't, only because I've grown up in a family situation where I had to access that to stay balanced.
Okay. All right. As long as you tapped in.
So women actually like that about me. No. Women love that about it. That's why I said the woman was like, go ahead and rest in your mask. The only time a woman says rest in it is because she sees you have it under control.
Right. Well, that's why women love Prince. Prince was tapped into that feminine piece, boy. Women was like, you better get that purple guitar. Bring that lavender guitar in here, man. Come in.
Listen, hold on. I ain't running around with no lavender tights on, but I get what you're saying, brother. You know, I understand what you're saying.
Hey, thank you, Hustle, man. We appreciate it. You brought Dade County in the building. You want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, you already know Attila is having none of this.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Medicare open enrollment is here, and it's a time you can make changes to your health coverage. Yet, watch out for enrollment and marketing scams. Remember, Medicare will neither call you nor solicit your business. Guard your card. Never give out your Medicare number to strangers. Unsolicited calls, door-to-door visits, and emails are prohibited. Take your time. Don't feel pressured to make a quick decision. Report scams to our California Senior Medicare Patrol at 1-855-613-7080.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR. You already know what it is. The Voice of Reason. My playlist is my co-host. We've had such a chill vibe tonight. Tonight's topic was just incredibly amazing. We got people calling from all over the country, man. It's just a great topic. Definitely got to top it off with my niece, Attila from Houston, Texas. She's not having any of these shenanigans that have been going on this show. So I want to bring her in. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Let us have it.
It's nignoggery, first of all.
Nignoggery?
It is.
What happened?
It is, because I can't say the other word. I just have a couple of questions.
Okay.
My first one. So are anxious, preoccupied men prone to hypermasculinity to hide their anxiety? That's my first question.
I think I think all of them are. Yeah, absolutely. All of the insecure.
All of the attachment styles?
Insecure, I think. Yeah.
So I have a question. So what would you say is it that motivates men to, how do I say, like become attracted to being more masculine? Is it due to fear? Is it due to an actual desire to become more masculine? Is it due to ego? What would you say?
I think it's fear and ego. Because you got to remember, when you get an insecure attachment style, regardless of the nature of it, anxious, preoccupied, dismissive, avoidant, fearful, avoidant, you're dealing with attachment wounds. You're dealing with insecure primary caregivers. So there is a wound there. So when you have this hyper masculinity, that's overcompensating for something. That's, it's ego, it's fear, it's everything, right? And then, oh my God, I wish my mother was this. I wish goes back to the clips.
I wish my girlfriend, my wife, was this.
Becomes
the Phantom X.
Right, becomes what my mother wasn't. Do you see?
Right. So I'm gonna put you on game a little bit.
Yeah, hit me up.
If you're I'm just saying, if you overcompensating your masculine, you will attract a woman who is equally overcompensating in her feminine.
Ooh, keep going.
Good luck with that.
Come on, keep going.
So essentially, while she's cosplaying the Betty Crocker housewife that you have modeled her and wanted her to be, it's a ruse. This is my thing. Not acknowledging who you are wholly is a detriment not only to yourself, but the entirety of society and the people around you. You are affecting those women that you claim you lead. So if she's getting smarter by digging in your pocket, why don't you get wise and dig in your heart?
Oh, don't do that to us tonight.
Yeah.
You gonna do this tonight? You gonna do this tonight? You
already know I'm with it. I'm with it. I can't cuss. You know I'm hot. I'm heated. I'm barely got some air conditioning. I'm hot. Listen, I'm just saying.
Don't do this to us tonight.
I'm just, whatever you are, whatever you're attracting, whatever you're complaining about, you're telling on yourself. Stop telling us your bedroom history. We don't want to hear that.
Okay, so guess what you just did, Attila?
I brought Houston in the building.
It ain't you brought Houston in the building. What you did?
Oh, my bad.
What you did was you wrote tomorrow's topic. Cosplaying Betty Crocker housewife. That's what you did. Done messed around and told on yourself. That's what you did, and we're going to do it tomorrow. So
I ain't telling myself. You know me, I'm avoiding. I ain't telling myself. I ain't cosplaying nothing. It is what it is. All right? Like, I got my track shoes ready. You hear me? Like, I don't have none of the problems. I ain't cosplaying nothing. I made up my mind a long time ago that anytime you fake the funk, you know what you get? More funk.
Ooh, it gets funkier. Come on, funk.
Period.
Well, let me just say this. I love you, niece. I appreciate you calling. Way to get us tightened up, rightened up. We appreciate the insight. Listen, I start the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it, man. Tonight's topic was a doozy. I hope you guys will continue the discussion out in the blogger sphere, social media. Let's talk about it. This was a real deal topic. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. But tomorrow, we're definitely going to do this topic. This was a great show. I'm just blown away. Did you like my playlist? What we got next? Let's play it.